freaking go! Klint Kubiak is the next Raiders head coach. My name is Mitchell Renz. I literally just got done with a run, and I got the notification. It's in there from Schefter, it's in there from Fowler, it's in there from Ian Rappaport, Jordan Schultz, everybody. All signs point to the Las Vegas Raiders hiring Klint Kubiak to be their next head coach. Now, obviously, this deal cannot be officially official yet. You got to wait until after the Super Bowl for this one to be able to put in ink. And I get it. I bet you there's some Raider fans out there that are like, you know what? We got burned the last time with Cliff Kingsbury. Everybody thought that was a done deal, and he ended up backing out of that deal. First off, I don't think Klint Kubiak and Cliff Kingsbury are all that much alike, unless Cliff wants to be the OC, then I do think it would be interesting. But Clint's going to be the offensive play caller. He's going to be the one drawing it up. And raise your hand out there if you have wanted a young, innovative, offensive head coach. Kubiak has been my number one candidate all along. This is the hire that I do really think Raider Nation wanted from the jump. There were rumors early in December that Pete Carroll was going to end up getting fired. We dropped the video here saying, hey, Klint Kubiak should be the number one guy that you keep in mind. I know the Raiders were interested in Jesse Minter, and I think that was their top defensive-minded head coach. But I do really feel in my heart of hearts for an organization that drafted Genti last season, for an organization that drafted Brock Bowers the year before that Fernando Mendoza is going to be the pick this year. They did all of these things because they want to invest in that offense. So go invest in an offensive-minded head coach, and that's exactly what they did with Klint Kubiak. Now, I'm fired up. I'm literally about to hop in the shower. I believe the live show might already be scheduled. I'm partying today. Today's a day of celebration for Raider Nation. It's February 1st. We had 8.3 million views last month on the Raiders Report. If you're excited about Klint Kubiak being the head coach, because here's the thing, I got to leave this guy today, and I told him I wasn't going to leave him. But you know what? He gets the gig, gets a few extra treats, no doubt about it. But I'm going to be partying. Hit that subscribe button, turn on those notifications, because I'm telling you this right now, it's going to be a freaking party with the nation. So the other thing that I want to be able to at least talk about on this show, it's not just going to be all celebration. I'm going to give you the best 8 to 10 minutes you've ever had. At least that's what I tell my wife. And then I'm going to get out of here and I'm getting ready to go party. I don't tell my wife that part. So the biggest reason, though, to me, why the Raiders go out and you get somebody like a Klint Kubiak is it's got to be a thing that you trust. So think about trust. I think from the Raiders side, you've been burned by Pete Carroll. You've been burned by Antonio Pierce. You've been burned by Josh McDaniels. John Gruden didn't go the way that you were thinking. So you're looking for a guy that you can trust. And a lot of times NFL is about relationships. And I go back and I think about, okay, what's also on, Kubiak's side. Let's face it, the Raiders' job, we love it because we're Raider Nation. We bleed silver and black. But I can also understand it from somebody who's trying to look for that first-time head coach. Like if you wanted to get in your first marriage and they got out of all these other marriages recently, you might be paused back a little bit. But it's trust. If you want to get this thing going in the right direction, you got to trust it. So for Gary Kubiak to say all the nice things that he has about John Spytek, about one of the biggest reasons, why they won that Super Bowl the first year that he was with the Denver Broncos was because of John Spytek, because he helped him learn a lot about what he had. If I'm Klint Kubiak, I'm sitting here going, all right, if my dad's saying it's okay, maybe that's a little extra I can do this. And I think Klint looks at that offense he's building right now in Seattle. He wants the challenge. So from the Raiders, you get your young, innovative, offensive-minded head coach. And then for Klint Kubiak, you get the belief in your father. You get the belief in yourself. And when you marry those two together, and then you look at this offense, this is my second reason why Klint's got to love to be able to take this job. Offensive-minded head coach. You're going to be the one calling plays. You're going to be the one controlling the offensive side of the football. Don't get me wrong. We need to figure out defense. I think bringing in somebody like a Raheem Morris, like a Sean McDermott, somebody that's got a head coaching experience you could pair with the first-time head coach like Kubiak and say, hey, I'm going to handle the offensive side. You handle the defensive side, but we're always going to talk about it. We're going to figure it out. So if I'm looking at Kubiak and I'm looking at this offense I got a young Ashton Genti on a rookie contract. I got a young Brock Bowers on a rookie contract. I have over $100 million to spend in salary cap space is what it'll get up to. I got 10 total draft picks and I got the number one overall pick. I can go out and I can get Fernando Mendoza. Fernando Mendoza said he's addicted to winning. You know, people can laugh at him, people can call him corny. It's only corny until he's not a winner anymore. I've never seen anybody who's an undefeated national champion, Heisman winning trophy quarterback for a team like Indiana. It's an unbelievable story. That guy's a flipping winner and he's a culture setter. So when I think about us getting a dude like Fernando Mendoza, a little bit quirky in his own way, Tom Brady, a little bit quirky in his own way, then you marry that with Klint Kubiak, who again, I think is a little bit quirky in his own way. Those are football guys. And according to reports from Jeremy Fowler, it's one of the reasons why Tom Brady and Klint Kubiak linked, because it was just football guys being football guys, and you got to respect the hell out of it. So what I want to know from all y'all down there below is I want you to grade this higher. Give me an A, B, C, D, F. Let me know what you got to say, because I think everybody here knows my answer. You're about to get hit with a YouTube ad break. While that ad is playing, I want you to scroll on down. Let me know down below, what's your grade for the Raiders hiring Klint Kubiak? I don't know if there's anything higher than an A, but I'm hoping that everybody out there puts a big old A+. This one's going to go on the fridge. And it's an A+ for the Raiders, and I know that there's still other things that need to happen. But from a thought process, so many years us as a fan base have thought we feel like that we know a lot more than what's going on with the decision makers inside of that organization, especially after the year that I just saw with Pete Carroll, Brendan Carroll, and that entire organization. It was so frustrating as a fan going, how can we see all this bullshit? How can we know where to put certain players, and yet the guys making decisions aren't doing it? So when you sit back and think about the last few years of a nation, the last 23 years of losing, I feel confident on the decision that the Raiders are going in. I feel really freaking good about it, man. I really do. Because when you bring in a guy like Klint Kubiak, it just feels like the right hire to me. He might not have the perfect resume, but you know who had probably the perfect resume? Pete Carroll. And just because you were once great doesn't mean that you're great now. Stop trying to chase other teams' head coaches. We need to find our own guy. We need to find the coach that's perfect for the Raiders, not perfect for the Seahawks, not perfect for the New England Patriots, perfect for the Raiders. And I believe Klint Kubiak, with what we have, is perfect for the Las Vegas Raiders. Now, before we get in to the next reasons here why I think Klint Kubiak ended up getting the job here for the Raiders, if you don't know, America's #1 fantasy sports app is out there, and they're the reason why I'm bringing you this show. The big game, it's almost here, and there's no better way to cash in during America's biggest sporting event than Prize Picks, where it always feels good to be right. And since the big game is right around the corner, that also means it's your last chance to get into the action before next season. So close the season out right with Prize Picks by getting $50 instantly in lineups when you play your first $5. My wife, she never wanted to watch football. We've watched a lot more football this season, and she's going to be watching the big game. I personally will be live for the game here at Chat Sports. So if you want to come hang out with me, get a lineup in, because maybe you miss fantasy football. Maybe you miss watching the Raiders. Well, maybe not this year. I miss what I'm hoping the Raiders are going to look like in 2026. But if you want to join millions of users, make sure you're watching the new Raiders coach in the big game. Seattle offense. So a Prize Pick stack is picking the same player up to 3 times. So if you want to go Sam Darnold, let's say more on the passing yards, passing touchdowns, pass completions, that's a Prize Pick stack. I'm calling a Klint Kubiak stack. I want to go more on JSN, more on Kenneth Walker, more on Sam Darnold. Why? Because that shows me that he can win in a multitude of different ways. So download the Prize Picks app today. Make sure that you use code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. It's good to be right. Let's talk about the next reason here why I think the Raiders are going in the Klint Kubiak direction. We got to talk about the coaching tree. You know, I mentioned so many times you want to try to go out and find that next Sean McVay. But for Kubiak, he comes from a brilliant tree. His family, a lot of coaching ties. His dad, a Super Bowl winning head coach, Gary Kubiak, sure with the division rivals Denver Broncos, but let's go win another one here in the AFC West as far as I'm concerned. He also has experience with Kyle Shanahan, and I think Kubiak is such a smart offensive mind. I love the passes that he develops, but if you're a Raiders team, you're looking at what you got right now, and personally, I think you should invest a little bit more in the run. So because he comes from that Shanahan side, where they have beautiful run concepts, whether you look at a Mike McDaniel, whether you look at Shanahan's offenses these past few years, they've always done an excellent job, I think, getting the most out of their running backs. And then when they get somebody special like a Devon H. and a Christian McCaffrey, I think you really see them open them up and turn them into these dynamic players, which is why the Raiders drafted Ashton Jeanty, number 6 overall. And then you look at how he's just able to scheme up open a dude like Jackson Smith-Njigba, where everybody knows on the planet that's going to be the guy that they're going to. When you're able to scheme somebody open as often as what they do, that's phenomenal coaching. So I want to see that type of stuff be applied. Maybe with a guy like Trey Tucker, maybe with a dude like Brock Bowers, and you combine Brock Bowers' ability to catch that back shoulder fade, which is something that, again, he's learned from working with some of these good offenses like a George Kittle, which, again, you got to be able to respect the fact that he's worked with some of these dudes, and you can use that ability with Brock Bowers. I'm clearly fired up. I'm going on tangents here, but I cannot express to you how excited and how much I feel like the Raiders truly got this one right. Let's talk about quarterback success. He's helped Sam Darnold win 14 games. First quarterback since Tom Brady that's ever done it. Back-to-back 14-win seasons, over 4,000 yards. Kirk Cousins, 3 straight years with a passer rating of above 100. Derek Carr in 2024 with the Saints. That offense was humming. Hell, there were people saying MVP early on. Unfortunately, some bad injuries happened to that team, and then that offense got zapped. Look at Brock Purdy in 2023. By far his best year as a quarterback. He was the pass game coordinator there. Case Keenum even. You go way, way back in 2018. A lot of quarterback success. We need to find quarterback success with the Las Vegas Raiders. To me, then, I'm going to go, again, with this final reason here to put a bow on this show because I got to run into the office here and we're getting ready to go live. I think he's perfect for the Raiders, and I think the Raiders are perfect for him. And when you combine a lot of these things that I do think that the Raiders are thinking about right. I know a lot of people lost confidence in that front office. I think we have a damn good front office. I think we have a damn good GM in John Spytek. And for the first time as a Raiders fan, I feel like we are marrying a very smart concept and a team that makes a lot of sense right now, marrying it with a head coach and a front office, a GM, and decision makers all at the same time. It's not going to happen overnight, but you have to understand that I do think that this is a smart process. There's going to be people that doubt it. No matter who you bring in as a head coach, could have been Jesus Christ himself. I said that 100 times, but it's the truth. No matter who you brought in, because the Raiders have hired and fired better than anybody in the league, Mark, there was going to be doubt. But honestly, I'm sitting here today, Sunday, February 1st, and I'm sitting here going, I think 2026 is the year where we look back and we go, that was the different year. That was the year where everything started working out in our direction. And again, I'm not saying we're going to be a playoff team in year one, but 2026 seems like the year of Raider Nation. And if you're excited about the hire of Klint Kubiak, hit that subscribe button, turn on those notifications, because I'm telling you this right now, it's going to be a party on the Raiders Report. If you're looking for more videos from me, again, man, hit that subscribe button. I'm telling you, we're going to have a lot of fun. If you're looking for even more videos from me, the Raiders Report gang, we've dropped over 5,200 videos on this show every single day, 100% free. If you want to become a smarter Raiders fan and join the #1 community, click on one of those videos right there.